Okay, this is the final part of chapter 53, New Babylon Working, and the final chapter and the conclusion to Beyond Exile. I want to thank people who are actually watching this and watching it from the beginning. This walkthrough, it's been quite a long process putting these videos together. But without further ado, we have a situation here. We have Frank, our hero through the novel, has the gun in his hand. The muzzle of the gun is against Ilich's head, and Ilich is screaming at him to pull the bloody trigger. And these are the wishes of Desi, who was giving Frank the command to kill his friend, Qalrus the Jackal. So we have two options. We either finish him off and pull the trigger, or don't do it, remove from Ilich's head. So, a couple things to think about here. We've witnessed Ilich. He's talked about the killing of the Zionists and the sheiks and the OPEC terrorists. The same path that is Qalrus the Jackal. So, he's not a copycat Qalrus, it seems to be the same one. With that, you have Frank as an agent here. But one thing we know about this struggle with Frank, he hasn't killed anyone yet in this. And with that bit of information, and leaning between finishing off by pulling the trigger and removing it from Ilich's head, I'm going to defy both. I'm going to defy Desi's wish to kill Ilich, and I'm going to defy Ilich's wish to kill Ilich. I am going to select the option to don't do it, to remove the gun from Ilich's head. Let's see what happens. Maybe Ilich grabs the gun and shoots Frank, so that's the problem and the potential here. And I said before, the camels were Frank's final, most uncomfortable ride. Let's see what happens. Frank laughs, wheels, fires one shot west, and drops the gun in the sand. And you see in this scene now, you see the two gentlemen, Frank, Ilich, and the gun. Let's look at Frank first. Nothing. Let's look at Ilich. I feel the mountains of the moon massage my feet. I feel the Milky Way brush my cheek. What do you see? Asked Ilich. What do you see? Well, let's look at Frank. The identity of the self and the identity of the world are decided by the circumstances of war between the three wills. As long as the apparatus rules, we're all born in exile. Our thoughts, our feelings, our destinies are systematically alienated from their pure natural expression. We live in total eclipse of first will, but life wins out. We go beyond exile. We go through the wall. We enter conscious society. The first unites with the second to overthrow the third. Within 3 generations, the apparatus fails, and the children of Athenapolis will tell a story of our struggles to their children forever. I see the flesh of my mind and the mind of my flesh. We can't ask more of memory than this. Ilich, our double lives split here. Will Islam win the war? Yes. Islam wins the war by losing the war. It accelerates the collapse of the apparatus. By strengthening the apparatus, Islam wins you by losing you. You have a daughter, but you desperately want a son. You're betrayed and captured in Sudan. During an operation to increase your sperm count, you convert to Islam in a French prison. You write a book on Islamic revolution and marry your French attorney. Ilich, it's been a great run. We meet and then we meet again. I was seeking the truth of nature and found the 3 wills. I was seeking the truth of myself and I found it beyond true and false. Life is a recurring dream, dreamt by somebody else. Now I take responsibility. Now I go beyond Oedipus. Now every dawning day brings us closer to Athenapolis. Ilich, my friend. Our double lives split here. I owe you a large tin of beluga caviar. I owe you a large tin of beluga caviar. And in red, Ilich's soft reply, and a bottle of good Russian vodka. So it would seem that Frank has let Qalrus or Ilich survive. He pulls the gun away and doesn't kill him. He lets him go. Moreover, their two lives split here. And then it says the end. Let's look at the end. then you have the stories of Frank, Aaron, Toby, Desi, Jackson, Hardy. Their story begins in San Francisco during the rise and fall of Haight-Ashbury, and it is all chronicled by Dr. Lawrence Johns in his epic poem, Love and Hate, which is the prequel, the first part of Beyond Exile Part 1, and that's available at consciouspublishing.com. Let's continue. And when we continue, we have a glossary about the author, Conscious Books, and Doug at Paul Flum Games. We're going to pause the game right here. Thank you for watching Beyond Exile, and we're going to follow with the credits after this. Thank you.